It is hard to build a life that you love when you've never stopped to define what that life actually looks like. It's like driving to a place that you've never been to before without an address. When you don't have a vision for your life, you end up responding to life instead of creating one that you love. But today, we're gonna change that. Hi, my name is Gray, and welcome back to my channel. Over here, we talk about life, having fun, and trying new things. And today's topic was something that I've realized not having was actually hindering my progress towards the life that I actually want to live. And what I'm talking about is a vision. I found myself struggling with staying consistent towards my goals and really struggling to find the motivation to continue when obstacles arise. Kept creating new goals, new plans, and new ideas for what I thought the life I wanted. And I was finding it extremely hard to be consistent on my goals. And then I realized that I was not connected to my vision. I set a vision for my life and what I wanted to look like, but I was not emotionally connected to it. It was something that I wrote out and then put it to the side and never looked at it again. And once I realized that I actually need to look at it, connect with it, and use it regularly, that's when things started to shift. So let's jump into it. So, what exactly is a vision? Well, I like to refer to it as your dream life, the life that you want to live, the life that you don't have to wake up from, the life that you see in your daydreams. I personally like to think of it as the life I will live when I retire. That means waking up and being able to do whatever you want for the day, working how much you want to, or if you don't want to work, not working at all, having the money to be able to fund the lifestyle that you want to live. This is a life that you do not want to run away from. Now, there are going to be struggles in life, obstacles are going to come up. However, you'll feel happy, content, and fulfilled in your dream life. Some say that making your vision come true or living your dream life is actually self-actualization. And I like to define that as reaching your highest potential. You can also define that as reaching fulfillment, living out your purpose. And that is giving meaning to your life, living out exactly what you're here to do and how you see fit. Why is a vision important? A vision is important because it gives you clarity and direction. Also, how you're able to determine goals. It basically is a vision for how do you see your life, and it gives you the directions on how to go there. So when you have the directions, that's basically your goals. You break down your vision into smaller pieces that you can accomplish over time. It is your why. It helps you to feel motivated to continue on. Life is hard as it is. Every day something new happens that make you just want to shake your head. However, your vision is what's going to help you continue on even though you just want to shake your head at all the craziness around you. Your vision gives you hope. Hope is what helps you to continue through all the stress, through all the BS, through all the struggles. And we need hope. Being clear on where your life is going is helpful because you're not running around just trying to figure it out or going from point A to point B to point C and jumping around because you're not clear. Confusion is not a good space to be in long term. We want to know where we're going and be clear on it so that we can stay on that path, because goal achievement is effort over time. We need to put in consistent effort over time in order to achieve our goals. And without having a vision, you will not have clarity, you won't have direction, and so it's a lot harder to be consistent in your actions over time, aka achieve your goals without the other pieces. Now, how do we set our vision? So, first up, write a day in your life. Sit down and write what a day in your dream life would look like. Start from the time that you wake up and detail everything that happens until you go to sleep. Write down what you're wearing, what you look like, who's around you, what you're doing. Write it all out in great detail. Use your imagination. Do not let any other preconceived notions stop you. You know, we live in a society where there's expectations for everyone, where there's a certain type of life that you live. It's already kind of predetermined for you. Forget about all of that and just let your imagination run wild. What would you do if there was no expectations, if there was no standards for you? Write that down. Let go what you think you can achieve and write down what exactly you want. The limiting beliefs can hold you back. Remove them and just think. This is something that you dream and you want. It's not saying that it's going to happen or it's going to happen right now, but it is what you want. And because you wanted, honor that and write it down. Your vision should answer these questions. How do you feel when you wake up? What does your environment feel like? What does your environment look like? Who are you spending the most time with? Who are you trying to become? What do you do every day? What does a typical day look like for you? These are some of the questions that you should be able to answer from your day in a life. Now, make a list of everything that you want or everything that you've wanted to try. Write down this list because you may have different things that you're interested in, may have different passions. It's not always going to be covered in your day in a life because it is one day. But it doesn't mean that there are other things that you also would like to have in your dream life, or things that you may try or places you may visit when you have more free time. We don't want to forget those things either because those are also part of your dream life, and those are the things that you probably should start incorporating into your life now. The more detail that you write in your vision, the better and easier it is to use. And so, how do we use our vision? And this is the most important part because we can't just write our vision and leave it. You have to actually use it. I encourage you to read your vision regularly. I say read it at least monthly or every time you sit down to write down your goals. I'm a huge fan of revisiting your vision weekly, especially if you find it really hard to be consistent and constantly forgetting or changing your mind about what goals you're focusing on. Reading it regularly will help you to stay consistent because it reminds you of what things that you said that you wanted, and it gives you that clarity and direction. So if you read it and then you immediately set your goals, well, your goals should align to your vision and lead you directly there. Also, over time, you get more clear exactly what you want. You might think you want A, but then come to find out you actually want B. And so updating your vision to reflect that you have a different perspective in life. So you're reading your vision every time you sit down to write a goal, at least monthly, if not weekly. Now they should all line up. So you have your vision. From your vision, you break it down into a monthly goal. From your monthly goals, you break that down into weekly goals. And so they should all be in a line like a thread that connects together. And so you can also not have weekly goals and just set your monthly goals and get it accomplished anytime during the month, whatever works for you. The important piece here is that you're revisiting your vision regularly, especially when it's time to sit down and determine what goals you're going to work on. And then you work on those goals and then you repeat. You could also do it yearly, but I think setting yearly goals is a little bit too large of a time frame because it's easy to just say, oh, I have time, and put it off. And then you're in the last quarter of the year trying to do everything that you said you was going to do back in January. Some goals don't work out that way. Some goals need the whole year for you to accomplish. So it really depends on how you're shaping your goals and how you're setting them up. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. If you like this video, then please like it and subscribe to my channel. That lets me know what kind of content to bring to you each week. I had so much fun chatting with you this week. Hopefully you can take some pieces from this video and apply it to your life. Let me know in the comments one thing that you're working on this month. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.